Good morning, everybody. It's Vapix here from Subjugated Gaming, bringing you Horus Heresy Legions. Now, this is round 4 of the World Cup. We are up against Team France. We're up against France, and my enemy today is Bellegarde. I think it's Bellegarde. I think it's B-A-L-Garde. So I think it's Bellegarde, right? Anyways, we're keen to get into these matches. I've done them already, so I'm going to do post-com again because I had to film the games so I had to play the games while I was at work. So this is doing post-com, and we're going to go look at them. Now, man, these are some games, man. I felt so bad. Watch this first game. We're going to get into it. So with the warlords he had, I figured I'd play Khan first, not wanting this matchup. I did not want to face Vulcan, but we opened really well with Crystal's Choice with that new update to it. It's spicy, and we got Wraith, but I figured this isn't so helpful since we already have a turn 1 play, so we get a Void engagement. That's okay, at least it draws me. So we get to go first here in the Initiative Mirror, which is great. We play Crystal's Choice, and I'm just going to pause it here for a second. I had Pirate Raid, Skilled Rider, and Forge Break. Now, this was a really hard decision to make, mainly because Pirate Raid could have been cool towards the end, but I didn't think the game was going to go long enough, so that was out. Skilled Rider is the next option. I can play it next turn. Battle On is pretty good being able to act again with my thing, so if my pings kill shit, or if I can kill shit and keep swing face, I could be really fast, but I'm going to reduce my health really fast as well, so I didn't know. I figured either I'm going to beat him fast, or I'm going to play this. This replaces my Warlord's ability. My Warlord technically doesn't have an ability because this means active ability. So I can pay to deal 4 and stun. I have Bloodthirst, so I can do that twice. So I was like, yeah, it's got to be Forge Breaker, right? It's got to be Forge Breaker. And I basically base the entire game around doing that. We swing twice. We get good pings there, which is nice, but he's got 45 health. This is probably one of the hardest matchups for my list of 3 walls to beat, because the only one that can really fight Vulcan properly is Ahriman, because Alfares and Khan struggle against him, so he did well picking that. I really should have predicted it. One ping hits us. We avoid engagement into a Phi Alpha. Man, can these attacks hurry up, please? We get the ping off there, which is nice, because we're just slaying Keth Bikes to get rid of it. It might be a bit of a waste to play Keth Bikes here, because he can get rid of things that have Survivor 1, but I just wanted him off board. No. He supply lines, that's all fine and dandy, feeling good. I think he swings at the bikes. That's fine for us. It leaves this opening empty field to play Wraith. So we land Wraith because it's the best thing there. We swing. Now first ping here hits Wraith, so I decide not to attack again. I've got a really good board state. I don't want to reduce my health too much, thinking I've got Armor of Mars and Forge Breaker for the late game here, so I figure I can actually do some damage in the late game. Now this is really rough. This is one of the hardest cards to get rid of. A 6-drop 5/5 with Survivor 2, and he got it early because of supply line. So really rough for me to be able to take that out. So we swing there. I think we swing face. We Keth Bike to get rid of the 1. I think we play Phi Alpha. Oh no, we do this first. That was a real big risk. I could have hit here. That could have been real bad. But then we play Phi Alpha here. We heal our 4-1 back up to a 4-4, so he has something to deal with. And I don't attack again, because he's still got 5 more health than me, because that's Survivor. But having this board state, and again, we're watching out for Forge Breaker, Armor of Mars. This card's really dangerous. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I'm going to do on my next turn, because I know this could be really dangerous. He plays a good move here, and he stuns me out, so I have less options. That's fine-ish. Now I have the option to play Armor of Mars here to get my health up, but I draw a command bridge, so I decide to play it. And we get the Inner Sanctum to try and get rid of a problem card in his hand. He is obviously not playing Desperate Defense at the moment since that card got nerfed, but we get rid of Fire Drakes. You know, I was thinking of getting rid of the front liner, but Fire Drakes I think was way more of a threat. We need to get rid of this because that just sticks around otherwise. We play the Sweeping Events here. Swing face. Now, it seems a bit of a waste to put it on there, but it's okay because it can be a bit bad later on, you know? Regardless, he generates a tactic there, which is very interesting. He gets rid of the, thing. That's totally fine by me. And he lands his front liner. So that makes sense. We knew that was coming. Regardless here, we have options, but I'm like, let's get Forge Breaker off. It's weird when you click on Khan here. We'll wait till my turn's over so I'm not swinging and dodging out the thing. I decided not to attack twice here for some reason. I think I misclicked. But it just says replace your ward's ability with Forge Breaker. It doesn't actually tell you what the ability is, but you do have it. He lands the Fire Drake that we got rid of, so he drew it again, which is kind of lame, but that's okay. I felt really bad about getting that. But here we shoot this for 4. And then we shoot this for... This tells you how much that this game is so weird, isn't it? Like, I'm pretty sure our particle effects that are on my phone is ringing. That is interesting. I'm just going to do this. Okay, we're back in the game. I don't know how much I cut out then, but he used his abilities, and then he played Benevolence, and he healed them up, so it makes me harder to kill them. But I'm kind of okay with that. And then he plays Melgator here, which really sucked, just to bounce my troop away. But it's still kind of okay. But then he plays that, and we're on 10 health here, so we're really, really struggling. Now we got to do what we got to do here. We shoot this for 4, obviously. I was considering getting rid of the front liner, but I figure stunning this so we don't take all that damage is more important. We play Abandoned Supplies, knowing we can play whatever else we want afterwards. We get the No Survivors for cheap, which is actually really good for us. And we just land the Veterans again, saying deal with it. We've got the Double Bike and No Survivors for next turn. Now, Ravage City is a very interesting card. I guess he was expecting you to play Armin or Alfarius, and that was for that, but it also works against Forge Breaker. So now Forge Breaker costs 4 to use. Well, that's okay here. We have a really good play in us. 1 health, 1 health. It will be 1 health when we shoot it, so that's 3 things we can destroy with No Survivors to get 3 Marks of Chaos on one of our bikes. Now, I'm hoping for Korn and Slaanesh here. I don't care about the other one. And we have a high chance of getting both, right? We definitely get 1. And so there we go. And we want the sneak attack, so we have Terror. And we've got 7 attacks, so we can take out Fire Drakes. We swing here. We kind of hope it pings there, but it pings face. That's fine. We Terror this off board. And now we've only got 5 health here, and he could push us for damage here if he had a couple of cards. He plays Emperor's Wrath here, which is very interesting for me. Well, no, it just glitched out. Now, he was hoping to get his last front liner, but unfortunately for him, he didn't. There's only 1 of them in the deck that he could get, and he didn't get it, so... Swing at him for 5. Shoot for 4. Shoot for 4 again. And Les Rifle 1. I felt so dirty doing this, man. That Forge Breaker, man, won me that game. Crusticle's Choice. Please nerf, man. Please nerf. Alright. After that, we can't play Khan again. And let's get into the second game. So I decided to play Ahriman, knowing that if he plays the Vulcan again, this is my best bet. And he doesn't. He also plays Ahriman. Now, we go first in this matchup again, which is actually quite nice, getting the double first. Supply lines and Penthu. Now, going first in this matchup doesn't matter too much if you're playing both well. We open really well here, which is nice. We go further. Second supply lines is kind of lame for us here, but that's okay. We play our Abandoned Supplies. And we get Cabal. This is kind of good at the moment. We've got nothing big in our hand, which means if he decides to play Patterns, he's not likely to get anything good. He plays Manbridge. Fine and dandy. We get Melk here. Again, our hand is still low. We do play supply lines here. And we get the Mortar Carrier for next turn, which feels good for us. Because again, other than Penthu here, we've got nothing in our hand that he's going to be able to get rid of. That he's going to be able to use his patterns to get. Now, he could get Mortar Carrier at this stage, but we're going to play it, so he won't have the opportunity to get it. We draw the Abandoned Supplies, and I'm like, perfect. Let's drop this Mortar Carrier. I decided to not protect it, because the only thing he's got to be able to get rid of it would be his Melg, or a kill spell, and I can't protect against that. There's no way for him to be able to flank into it. There's nothing he should be playing. There is 1 card, actually, which is shoot for 4, and then swing at it, but that's okay. He patterns out my Melg, and bounces it back to hand. I'm kind of okay with it, that's his use of patterns. Now, here we have a lot of choices. I do decide to play patterns here, even though he's got a lot of cards in hand, which was probably a mistake. I got lucky with the Doombringer. We know he's got his own Penthu and a Ashen Blow in his hand. We land this out for protection, and just in case he plays stuff we can either kill, we force him to protect it. He does play out his Penthu here, and we decide... We have a lot of options here that we could do. I'm pretty sure I bounce this with Melg, yep, and then play the Doombringer. Keep him behind a little. We know he's got a Doombringer in hand, but we get to play it out for 4, which is really nice. We swing at him for 3, we take out this Melg, so that the 2 damage ends up killing it, and we've still got the Ashen Blow for when he decides to play something. We can also probably get one of our ones as well. We still have 11 energy, so we've got enough psychic energy to do us real nice for the next little while. He plays his Mortar Carrier. I'm like, okay. Any Ashen Blow is my thing. I'm okay. Okay, good. That's out of the way. That was going to happen, right? He protects it, which sends him down real low, which is very surprising, I thought. Because I don't see why he would protect it there. He hits the Mel, which is whatever here. 1 damage versus 3 doesn't really matter for us. Now, I have a lot of options here. I play Command Bridge, because we're going to play the Mortar Carrier. We get the second Ashen Blow, because getting that second Ashen Blow allows us to play this first Ashen Blow here, knowing he's got the Doombringer in hand for us to kill. So we land it, we destroy his one, and again, we don't bother to protect it, because there's only one card in his deck that would allow him to get rid of this while it's protected at this stage, and that is Ankro, the shoot for 4, if you control no troops, return to deck. Which he has, which is fine. He shoots it. If I had protected it there, that would have been great, but it is what it is. Again, it's his turn to do it. He's still taking some damage. 17 versus 32. He's got a full hand. We've got a decent hand. He plays down his Protector, which is a good time to play it. We get our Astral Warfare, which is quite nice here. We decide to first setup turn, because we got this Astral Warfare. We want him to play out a lot, so we can play into it. I was hoping to get Doombringer there, but alas, you know. We play it. I'm pretty sure we protect it. Yeah, we protect it here. And we swing here, hoping the shot hits here, so that we can just maybe use Ashen Blow next turn on the Doombringer. But unfortunately, it hits face instead of the thing. But it is what it is. That's the Water Carrier for you. I wasn't expecting this in his deck, but it does make sense against Ahriman and Alfarius, so makes sense. Anyways, we got enough to play the Ashen Blow. That extra 2 energy he forces us to use here was actually quite rough for later on in the game. We land our own Penthu. We land our Dewback to start filling our hand again. We swing there because we know that if we don't get rid of this, we could wait for the 50-50, but I wasn't going to risk it. We're pretty sure he's going to be able to board wipe you anyways, because he's 12 cards in and we hasn't seen one. We draw an Ankro here, which is really nice for us, but we are kind of dead in the water. Especially how he plays Quaspeeder. I wasn't ready for that. Replays his own Penthu. He's down to 11 though, so we really just kind of have to push the damage. He gets rid of the Mortar Carrier, that's fine. And he plays smart here and plays the counter attack. If he hadn't played that, we would have won. Now, we basically don't have anything to deal with this, which is really annoying. I sit here deciding what I'm going to do for ages and ages and ages. I'm like, should I risk this? Should I just Ankro it? Should I swing here and Ankro face and, you know, all this sort of stuff? You know, I really was struggling to figure out what to do. In reality, like, since this can't attack, it really made me struggle here. So, in the end, we play Abandoned Supplies. We're like, okay, let's see what we draw first. See what we can grab. Because if we grab our other Ankro, that's going to feel good. We decide to Urtsy this. We decide not to protect the Urtsy because we're going to need to save up for the Astral Warfare, knowing that it's the only way we're really going to deal with this. We heal this up, so if he does play the board wipe, hopefully it doesn't kill the Penthu. He would also need his second Doombringer. Oh wait, he's still got one Doombringer in hand, doesn't he? Because he hasn't played it yet. Maybe he hasn't, I can't remember. Regardless, he wants to protect and heal up here, which is fair enough. We're going to be 1 Psychic Energy away from this, which is very annoying. He's got his Ankro here. He gets rid of this. That's fine. Ankro for him is gone now forever. And he heals up. So he healed up a lot there, and that was really bad for us. He's got a good board state. Our hand's kind of dead. And we draw the other Astral Warfare. So our hand is really dead at this stage, which sucks. I decide, okay, I really just got to keep him as low as possible. Keep him defensive so we can play Astral next turn. Right? That's what I'm thinking here. We heal up face here just in case. Like, I feel as if he'll be able to deal with this regardless. And we just sit. Like, I could have Ankroed, but he can just heal it out. So I think my best bet is to save Ankros for the cycle. Plays the Warfare, which I think he probably top-decked. And he wipes me. That's fair enough. And now we're in a bad position. You know, this is going to keep healing him. And we've got nothing. Like, we need to draw something here, right? We really do. Like, I don't want to play Ankro into this, but I might have to, you know? He decides to play his Ore there, which was, I think, a bit greedy for him, but that's okay. We're okay with him being greedy there. He just wants to get on board knowing that he can kill me next turn. We Astral Warfare. Unfortunately, we didn't kill either of these. I was really hoping to kill one of them, but that's okay. Knowing he's probably got some sort of damage in hand, I really don't know if I should have do what I do here. We definitely needed to Ankro the Penthu, but we Ankro the Ore here to get rid of it. Maybe that one on face should have been better, just trade the 5 for the 4 damage, but it depends what he's got in hand, you know. He's now got 3 cards. We're down to 0 because this is useless for us now. And he plays his Doombringer, and I'm like, fuck. He knows it's safe to play. He lands his Melg for the damage next turn so that I can't swing at him because we got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? So that's 12 damage he's got for next turn. So if I swing, I'm dead. We draw Seducer, which was actually a really nice draw here. We land it. It's our only hope at this stage. We're not going to get to Astral Warfare before we die. We protect it. We swing face. So now he's got 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. We're on 14 health. He gets Forbidden Protocol off here, which was very, very much for him. He gets Corn, but it's not enough. It is straight up not enough. And then he lands the Mortar Carrier. So he had some top draws there, either the Mortar Carrier or the Proctor, right? So at this stage, we're at 1 health. 50-50 chance. That goes off, hits us. And then that hits here, and he knows the game's over. We won on 1 HP. Which was amazing. Now, why is this going? He forfeited here. This might just be stuck now, but because he forfeited at the Mortar Carrier before it actually hit. So I think this game might be stuck here. But we won because he forfeited, and I guess it's glitching out. But yeah, that's that game. Weird how that's glitching out. So we're 2-0 up at the moment, and he knows now we've got to play Alfarius. So yeah, let's get into game 3. So knowing I have to play Alfarius, he of course will play Vulcan. Now, knowing this, I really should have changed my deck around, but I chose not to for some dumb reason. I don't know why. I was kind of at work, and I was like, okay, let's just get the match done. I have 2 OG. It doesn't really matter if I lose. He goes first here for one of the 3 matches. We obviously reveal our secret identity. This is a really hard matchup for Alfarius to win, and he plays really well to beat me. So it was a real struggle this game. Like, he's playing so well against Alfarius in this game. And, you know, the amount of health he's got, we're not running, whatchamacallit, we're not running Pale Spear. So, you know, we're just kind of like, alright, we just got to fill his hand as much as possible. And hope we can get good harrowings off, basically. Because he can just flood with Survivor. We get the belt for next turn to try and get ahead. But, we're already feeling behind here for some reason. We already feel pretty lame. Now, he has this, which sucks. Gives it Survivor 1, and that hurts. Takes out my troop. Gets the damage in on face. Such a brutal card, that. People really underestimate this thing. For 2 energy, it's one of the best cards in the game. You know? We belt. We void engagement. Might have been kind of nice for us there. You know, maybe we can become Exodus, get the last bit of damage or whatever. But with the Survivor 5, this game is so hard for us to beat. The Survivor really screws us. He plays his control card, which is really not good for us. Obviously, he decides not to attack with this smart move. We play Barge here. Like, okay, the only way we're getting out of this is by putting a lot on the field. We get an Ogryn, and then 2 of these bunkers and 1 of these. So pretty low roll. I would have liked something else that could have attacked. But I'll take it. We got an Ogryn. I'm happy with just an Ogryn, you know, at the very least. He gets that card back to hand. That's fair enough, and he shoots this for 4. He's got a lot of cards in hand, which is good for us, because we got both Harrowings. But he plays his Drilling Sight and gets down to 6 cards in hand, I think. I think he plays, yeah. Yeah, playing this here really sucks for us, but that's okay. He gets rid of everything that I can attack, which sucks. Knowing we can play the Harrowing next turn, that's what we're kind of focusing on here. We decide to stun this so he can't shoot this guy, so we can take things out after we play the Harrowing. We draw him a card because we really need his hand to be full for next turn. And we land this, because now he has to struggle with this. Now, he's got a Melg, which is really annoying because it reduces his hand size. Instead of just playing 1 big trip. He bounces that to my hand, and the best part about that is he makes me miss a card. And then he's reduced his hand to 6, which really is not good for us, but not much we can do about it, you know? We lose one of our stealth guys, which is kind of annoying. We play our counterattack. We play the Harrowing. And we get rid of the 2 major threats, which is these 2. Look at this. We've played a Harrowing, and he's still on 30 HP. Like, we struggling. We struggling, right? Now, this was really annoying because he kind of plays weirdly here, but he plays it so he can give it Survivor 1. How do I deal with a 5-4 with Survivor 1 at this point, knowing he's got way more threats on field? Sorry, in hand or in deck, right? Like, we know he's playing Wrath, right? So we know we can fill his board at any stage, but the only real option that I've got here is to play the Harrowing again, unfortunately. Like, there's not much for me to do. We swing at that just in case he can give it Survivor again. We don't want to deal with it. But he's on 9 energy now, so all he has to do is play Wrath, and he does. So there's really not much we could have done against this deck. There's no big troop for us to stun and deal massive damage or anything like that. We kind of didn't draw most of our stun in the early game. This is insane. Drop pod and Survivor, I'll just die, right? But we're still going to fight the good fight, you know? Like, it's the tournament, it's his win, we're going to fight the good fight. What happened to the music just then? Did that cut out for anybody else? That's weird. Yeah, we decided we're just going to heal up a bunch. We're going to avoid engagement. Desolate Ground is absolutely useless here, unfortunately. We bunker up to make it a little harder for him, just to survive a little longer. I don't even know what I'm hoping for at this stage. Like, I don't know what could even get me out of this. We get Alfaris here, so okay, well, free heals. I'll take free heals, right? It is what it is. He gets rid of it, that's fine, and he's just going to do a boatload of damage to me here. He does that just to draw the card to cycle up, which is all fine and dandy. He edicts, and I was like, well, fuck. I guess that's sort of game, isn't it? And he plays his other frontliner. None of these cards, like, these two aren't really that much of a threat, but these guys are. These guys can do massive damage. 3/3s with Survivor 3 and a sack ability, like, far out. We one of many here. I'm gonna heal up, see what we get for next turn. I Alfaris here, just to heal. And we get him to draw a card because we really need cards. We play Command Bridge hoping for something. We take the Lambert Thunderhawk, maybe we can stun him out for a bit for a couple of turns. I don't know. And we get Exodus, which is kind of nice. The Alfaris and Exodus off our two things, but at this stage, I was pretty sure I've lost the match. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to play it out, but like, what do I do? I've used both Harrowings, what do I do? My deck was just not set up to deal with this, and I really should have teched into figuring he would have played Vulcan. But that's okay, we still got the first two matches, even if they were by the skin of our teeth. Take a boatload of damage here. Now, my thoughts factor is that I could deal with his field, maybe, if I'm lucky, or I could go face, right? And if I deal with his field, he's probably just going to be able to fill it again, so I was like, I just need to go face. Now, unfortunately, he's only got 4 cards in hand, so this doesn't stun. We hit him for 4, stun the 2 things next to it. These guys don't sacrifice to hurt me, so it's only 6 and 5, which is 11. We Secret Tint to heal. Then we Exodus to draw, and so we can get Stealth. Charge up. I think we Leticio here. Yep. Raven City, just for the draw. Doesn't actually do anything here, but it cycles us up. And it's like, what do I do? He plays Drake, which is neither here nor there at the moment. Gives them more sacrifice to draw. I'm like, okay. Why not, I suppose. And that just gets bigger. We can draw this a little too late. Had we drawn this card early on curve, Effort Seeker, then maybe we could have pushed the damage, but there just wasn't too much to do here. We shoot there to stun his big guys and get rid of that thing, but at this stage it doesn't really matter what we do. Again, he's only got 5 cards, so this doesn't stun. We decide to get rid of this guy, knowing that this can just swing here, sacrifice itself, and clear board. Lands a Fire Drake. I'm like, whoopee! Whoopee. That's right, he can just exit. He can just hit that with his face, can't he? Because he's Drake. And then he stuns me. I'm like, yep, that's fair. That's fair. We've used most of our stuns and everything, so we're pretty stuffed here. We go, alright, well, let's land Super Operative, which would have been great in the early game. And then we Secret Twin just for the heals, knowing it doesn't matter. Like 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He's got 18 damage on field. He's got to have 1 in hand, I'm pretty sure, at this stage. Yeah, he's just going to jam that so he gets the extra 1 damage in. GG's. Which is a good kind of, kind of funky play by him. But I guess that's what he had the gem in his deck for. Was to be able to jam that, or jam things that I stun, or something like that, Or even Ghost Legionary, or stuff like that, right? But yeah, GG to him. I won the first game because Crucicle's Choice. I won the second game because, I guess, sort of luck. We kind of drew dead for a few turns and he drew really well, but, and then that game we lost just because it's a horrible matchup and he decided that, yep, this is the good matchup, let me win at least one game. But yeah, anyways, that's round 3, guys. That was us versus France. I know at this stage one of my teammates lost. He went 1-2 against one of the other people, and our last guy to play Fulgrim is versing Ornithol, and I don't know their results yet. But yeah, also some other updates with the World Cup. It's changed from top 2 from each of the groups. Each group has 8. One group has 8 teams. The other group has 9 teams. I'm the one with 9 teams. The TO, the tournament organized, changed for reasons that were happening. And so he decided to change it from top 2 to top 4 to make the bracket a little nicer for the elimination, which I'm a fan of. Making it top 4 makes the elimination bracket a little better. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Have a really great afternoon. Catch ya.
Oh, wow.